oldies. I don't know if this phone's gonna pick it up. Listen. The phone probably didn't pick it up, but they're right beside the van. I mean, it sounds like they're like leaning against it. Well, good morning, everyone. Today is New Year's Day. I didn't go to work because I'm a bum. No, I don't hardly ever miss or take days off. So I decided, this is a holiday. I'm going to take it off. Side note, I'm going to move this light. It's right where I like to sit, and I keep hitting my head on it. I'm making me some coffee. Just doing the instant this morning. Man, this thing heats up fast. I literally just put it on there. But anyway, I'm not doing the pour over coffee. I've got the pour over and everything, and the coffee down here is stored, but I just don't feel like messing with it right now. Side note, number 2, I found my microphone. I'm not using it right now, but I'm charging it up. So I found it. So maybe the sound quality will get a little better. I don't know, but this thing's fixing to start whistling. That's crazy. I literally just set that on there probably 2 minutes ago. Just long enough to get this camera and put it on a little handheld tripod, and it's already was whistling. This little stove is awesome. And that and this tea kettle is what do you call that? Not stainless steel. Oh man, my brain just went dead on me. Titanium? Titanium, is that right? Anyway, it's super thin and it heats up really fast. Whatever you've got in it is right on the flame. Can't think what that metal's called right now. I want to say titanium, I think. But anyway, it's super windy, dreary, and cold. It rained last night, but I'm still going to get up, get dressed, and get out. I took this day off so I could roam around and do whatever, so that's what I'm going to do. So let me get my coffee made, get some clothes on. I got my night clothes on, which is shorts and a t-shirt, but let me get dressed and we'll start this day. All right, we're all bundled up. I remembered I got my microphone, so maybe you'll be able to hear me now. It is cold and windy, folks. It's really actually not that cold. It's just that wind, man. It cuts right through you. Whew. All right. There's the old camper van. Done great last night. My phone's showing 42 degrees with between 20 and 25 mile an hour winds. So it feels like it's 20 degrees out here. But inside the van, according to my thermometer, I got hanging on the wall, it was 59 degrees with no heater turned on. So that's pretty good. Because, well, I was going to show you a little fox. I was trying to be slick and turn the camera around. He's gone now. But anyway, because I didn't insulate that camper van. I guess you say doing the test. I don't know if you really can call it a test, but because of the way it's made, I feel like I'm not going to have to insulate it. Because you got the body of the van itself, and then on the inside there's this plastic panel that I don't know how to describe it. I think I showed it to you in one of the other videos. It's that used to be an old service van for like AT&T, some kind of phone company. I can still see the markings inside there. But that plastic, I'm gonna call it a wall because I don't know what else to call it on the inside, is about 2 inches off the body of the van. So there's like a 2-inch gap between the van and that plastic wall. That creates an air gap. And air gap creates insulation between hot and cold climates. One side, I don't know how to make it where it's understandable. Like if say it's 20 degrees outside and I got a heater on the inside and I've got it 70 degrees, well, that little air gap kind of creates a barrier between them two temperature differences. They're not huge, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can do your house like that or anything, but it does create a little barrier. So I'm trying to see how well. Here, let me turn you around real quick so you can see the view, not me. I'm trying to see how well it does without actually insulating everything. I'm noticing my camera's doing something weird. The frame of the picture looks small. We'll see how it comes out. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just rambling on about that. If this coming week is supposed to be down to teens, the 20s and the teens, and if I feel like it's just too cold and the heater's working way too hard, I'll go ahead and insulate it. But I don't think I'm going to have to, based on what I'm seeing so far. Anywho, that's where we camped last night. Camouflage van, you can't even see it. That's it right there. See that little... You can't even see it because it's camouflage. I like that. That's all right, folks. That's all right. This is an old abandoned road. As you can see, it's asphalt. This used to be a highway that ran from... Well, I can't give my location away. I know some of y'all know where I am. But because of the crazies, I can't give my location away. They got nothing better to do. But anyway, this used to run between two towns. A town down that way I'm not going to name. Probably, I don't know, 15 miles away, 20 miles away. And it ran down this way. And you used to take a ferry across, back in the old days. Take a ferry across this water. And it don't show up on here, but on the other side, this road continues. Which is not used anymore. Well, as a highway. I mean, people like me use it. Locals and stuff like that. But, I mean, as an actual highway, it's not used anymore. Whew, man, it's cold. I don't know how this microphone's doing in this wind, but it is ripping. I mean, I feel like I'm hanging my head out of a car window. Should have got my gloves. My hand's cold. I haven't got acclimated to the cold weather yet. Because here where I'm at, there's duck blind. We won't bother it though. Yeah, I'm not going to go over and mess with it. That's somebody's duck blind. I'm not going to mess with it. I just noticed something I've never noticed before. Oh, yeah. I know where I am now. I know. I see something on the other side over there that confused me what I was looking at. I recognize what it is now. Anywho, let's go this way. Duck hunters are out. I probably disturbed on their spots. I didn't know anybody was back here hunting. I guess I should have known. Tread on the water. Check this out. I should have went up in here. Well, it's not very level. Well, I could have made it work. I mean, I'm not that picky. I could have made it work, but cemetery access only. Let's go check it out. Hey, I'm just gonna walk up through here. Let me pause this so this thing ain't super long. I'll bring you back if I see something up here. All right, I walked up here a pretty good ways. I didn't see the cemetery. I'm sure it goes back it's back there somewhere, but That'll be something we'll check out one day. I can't get the van up here because they've rutted it all out. Yeah, I could possibly straddle, get on that side and right there, but I wouldn't. I'm not going to push that old van that far. Take a chance of tearing it up for no reason. Whew. That wind has got a bite, boy. I'll get used to it. It's been so warm and nice all the way up to just about, I don't know, a week or so ago. And then it's like you flipped a switch, man. Like wintertime is here. Usually it comes on slowly, just starts slowly getting cooler and cooler. You can kind of get used to it. Not this year. They just turned the switch off this year. But so next week we're supposed to have, they're claiming a polar vortex. I'm thinking it's just the average old cold weather coming, but yeah, it's going to be in the 20s during the day and single digits at night. And I think it's supposed to last about a week and a half, according to the little weather app I got. So that'd be a good test for the van and the diesel heater. Now, that little white van I got, I think 2 years ago we had the polar vortex. That thing was built right. I'm just going to brag on it. It was built right. Because I remember there for 3 days straight, it was like 10 to 15 degrees below zero. Not the wind chill, the actual temperature. And with that diesel heater on back there, I still had to crack the window because it was too hot. Yeah. Now, I'm not expecting this van to be like that. And I've actually found today, because of this wind, I found several spots I'm going to have to seal up that air is leaking through. There's one in the floor. It's kind of hard to describe if you ain't never seen inside there. It's around the door. It's where the previous owners or company or whatever looked like they had something mounted in the floor. I don't know what it was, but that pretty obvious. They had 4 holes drilled with bolts going through the floor, and now they're gone. So I got 4 little holes there. I got sealed up, and around the doors where the door panels are. Now on these old vans, space is limited. So what I always do, I've had 3 vans like this. The blue one, I had a white one out. I don't know if y'all remember it. And now this one. I always pull the door panels off on the inside. I mean, it looks kind of tacky, I'll admit. It looks a little tacky, but, no one's ever in there. It's just me. But the reason I do that, here comes the hiccups, is because it creates more space. When you pull the panels off, the inside of them doors are hollow. There's nothing in there. There'll be a little cable for the door handle, but that's it. There's nothing in there. It's just a hollow space that you can use for storage. Usually what I'll do, like the side doors, I'll use that for storing my shoes, put my shoes in there. Little broom I carry around, trash bags, stuff like that. And the back doors, I take them panels off, and they're hollow also. I use that space for just random odds and ends. Some tools, maybe, light hand tools, screwdrivers and stuff. Extra quarter oil, that's kind of like your garage area in the back, so I'll use it for stuff like that. But I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and start heading. It's only 9 o'clock. But I think I'm going to go ahead and start heading out of here. Because I got to go back to work tomorrow. And I'm a long ways in here. A long ways. But it's supposed to start raining. It was raining earlier. Come a pretty good hard shower, but it didn't last very long. But it's supposed to rain some more later on today, and I'm not going to be able to do nothing. So I think I'm going to start easing my way out of here, get just a little bit closer to town. Found me a place to hang out today, and probably what I'll do. I think tonight, I think I'm going to stay in town. Well, I call it in town. That's actually on the edge of town. You know how most your cities or all your stores and grocery stores, Walmarts and all that, and then a little bit further out your residential. Then right on the edge of the residential, coming out a little bit further, you always got a couple of gas stations or a truck stop or something like that. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I know where the little truck stop is, a small one. I may go stay there tonight, mainly because it'll put me about 4 miles from where I work. So I don't have to get up super early in the morning. I can take my time, not be in no rush. I think that's what I'll do. Now, I don't know if I told you, I believe I did. I got my refrigerator installed last night, which is no big deal. Actually, I just went and got it, went to the cabin, got my microphone, got my refrigerator out of the campervan, had to wire up one little plug. It took like 2 minutes. Put in there, wired up one little plug, plugged it in, and she's working great. And them lithium batteries. Let's go ahead and ramble on that. I am so glad I decided to go ahead and do the lithium batteries. I know I've fought that for years. I've been against it, saying, it's a waste of money. I know, I preached that for years. But I am so glad I switched to them. Because, excuse me, I haven't had sun for 2 days. My arm's getting tired. Let me switch arms. I haven't had no sun for two days. Goodness gracious. I've gone through puberty, I think. And I followed instructions. A friend of mine he's a nerd, he's real computer smart and knows about all this stuff like this. He told me to charge, when I first got the batteries, to charge them up to 100% by themselves. And then hook them together and put them back on the charger. And let them hit 100%. But you would think if you charged each one up to 100%, when you put them together, they'd still be 100%, but they wouldn't. I charged each one by itself to 100% when it kicked off. Then when I hooked them together in parallel, it was only showing 92%. So I charged them up again, like he said, to 100%. He tells me that kind of balances them out because they got BMSs in them, battery management system. He says that balances them out, gets them in line and all that. So I took his word for it. I did that, and it's been working awesome. So I put them in. I'm rambling. What I'm getting at, I put them in there 100%. I haven't had sun in 2 days. It was cloudy and rainy all day yesterday. As you can see, it's cloudy and dreary all day today. Well, I say all day, it's early morning, but I ran all my whatever, yesterday. Water pump, lights, charged my phone, something else I did. Oh yeah, run that diesel heater just a few minutes. And then yesterday afternoon, I put the refrigerator in. The refrigerator hasn't been ran in months. Hooked it up. Of course, it obviously come on. Brought it down to 34 degrees. It was in there all night last night. Again, ran my lights, charged my phone, things, whatever I do. I got up this morning, and my batteries are still at 74%. That's from using them all day yesterday, all this night, and this morning. But no solar whatsoever. That's pretty amazing, because them lead acid batteries I've been using, I would have to turn stuff off. They would be down, well, they would probably be in the 65 to 70% range also, but lead acids, you can't really go past 50%. You can, but you damage the batteries doing that. You shorten their life dramatically. So I'd already be turning things off. These here, to the best of my knowledge, from my buddy, I can run them down to, Well, people claim 0. He told me never run them down completely flat. He said 10 to 15% is a safe zone. He told me you can run them down to 0%, but you're taking a risk of putting them to sleep, and it's hard to get them back online, wake them back up, so to speak, where they take a charge. He said 10 to 15% is safe. You can run them down there as many times as you want. So, by that theory, I still got, I'm about 70 something. I still got like 2 more days I can use them without charging them. That's amazing. Now, I know to a lot of you folks, that's nothing. You've been using these things forever. They're new to me. I just started. So, you have to bear with me. I just started with these. It's new to me. And I'm amazed by them. Now, I'm only using solar to charge them. Now, I do got my generator, and I've got my little LiPo 4 lithium ion battery charger that I bought specially for these type of batteries. I can charge them up using that. Like right now, I could get the generator out, top them off. I'm not going to do that because tomorrow we're supposed to have sun, or partly sunny. And I've got 400 watts up there on top, so if we get partial sun all day tomorrow, they'll be topped off in no time. I don't have a DC to DC charger. The engine doesn't charge them. Maybe we'll see how it goes this winter. Maybe I'll order a DC to DC charger and install on this van. Because it's going to start snowing. It's going to be cloudy days like this every day. Snow is going to have the panel covered up, stuff like that. So I may break down and get one. We'll see how it goes. If I can go a couple of days on charge and then, pull my little battery charger out and top them off, I may just do that. But if that becomes too much of a hassle or I'm constantly staying down on a low level too much, I might get a DC to DC. We'll just see how it goes. But anyway, I've rambled for 9 minutes, so let me get off here. I'm going to piddle around here a little bit. I got a few things I need to do in the van. I need to sweep the floor out. Where's that? I need to sweep the floor out up here. Everything's wet and mucky, and every time I get in and out, I'm tracking dirt in. But like always, I never wear shoes in the back. My shoes either come off right at the side door, or I take them off up front. The main reason is the back is the living quarters, and I don't want to be tracking mud and dirt back there. And 2, because I got carpet. I know a lot of people don't like carpet, and they think carpet in there is nasty and heavy. Put hardwood floors in. Yeah. Well, no, I like carpet. It makes it feel homely to me, makes it feel more comfortable. And the carpet on the floor adds a slight, not much, but a slight bit of insulation. Your coldest spot in these camper vans is the floor. That's going to be the coldest area in the whole thing. So I like carpet in there. Makes it feel comfortable and makes it feel like a home, and it keeps it just a tad bit warmer. Okay then, I think I've rambled long enough. Let me pause this. I'm going to just piddle around for a little while, and I think I'm going to start easing out here. But I'll see you when I start easing out. I'll come back and talk to you then. All right, I think I'm going to head on out of here. I sitting around, piddling around, playing, ate me a little sandwich for lunch. Decided to go ahead and charge my batteries up. They still had quite a bit of charge in them. But tonight, I looked at the weather. The cold spell is just starting to come in. Around 10, 11 o'clock tonight, it's supposed to hit 37, I think it said, then drop off through the night. So I'll be running the heater tonight. And with the refrigerator and the heater going and all my other little necessities, let me get us some dry here. I didn't want to drain them down too much in case we're supposed to have sun tomorrow, but just in case we don't, I didn't want to deplete them all the way. So anyway, I just went ahead and charged them up. That's a long way of saying that. We're going to ease out of here. Oh, I forgot that was a big drop off. It spooked me a little bit when the van tilted over. Yeah, there's no way that white van would even consider coming up this. And right here is a high point. I gotta be careful. Well, I forgot. I got pretty good ground clearance now. I keep thinking, you know, that white van. You would drag underneath that white van to ground clearance. You would drag the bottom of it on a leaf, man. I mean, it was right on the ground. There's a big root here somewhere. I'm gonna drop up right there. Ooh, the camera don't show it, but we're at about a 45-degree angle right now. I'm taking it easy because, you know, I don't want to sling all my stuff around in the back. Okie dokie pokey, we're out here on this old blacktop abandoned road. Now, I'm not going to record the whole trip out because it'd be kind of boring, and you know, it's pretty much this, you know, you're going to see the same thing. And I think I showed some of it coming in. Now, I only stayed one night here. I'd planned on staying tonight also, but I got to thinking, you know, I got to be at work in the morning really early. I got to be at work before most of y'all even get out of bed. And I didn't want to have to get up, you know, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, get dressed, eat my breakfast, and come out of here. Because, you know, like I said several times, I'm not a morning person. I'm not one of the people who's mean and grouchy in the morning. I'm just foggy, you know. It takes a while for my brain to wake up. So I didn't want to have to try to think that hard that early in the morning. But anyway, we're going to go right down there. If you'll see that little tan-looking spot way on the horizon, we're going to go right there and turn right and head out. So I'm going to pause this camera because it's pretty much scenic-wise. It all looks the same all the way out. Now, there's one little creek up here we got to drive across. I might turn the camera back on there. That's pretty neat. Anyway, I'll see you here in a few minutes. We've been driving about 30, 35 minutes on this gravel road. We're going to hang a right here. Now, you can make this trip faster. I just crawl through here. I'm not trying to set no speed records or impress nobody. You know, I don't want to tear my little van up or anything. If I'm driving the car or if I had the white van, it don't matter what I'm in. I just take it easy. You know, I'm not trying to be a show off. You can see the clouds in the sky. It's an old dreary, I would say rainy day, but it rains for a minute, then it quits, and then it rains a minute and quits. But it's still just an old cold, dreary day. Good day to stay inside. But I turned the camera back on because we're almost up here to the creek. It's just right up here in front of us. Normally this thing's dry, but we've been having so much rain here lately that it's got a decent amount of water flowing. Actually, it looks a little lower now than it was when we came through yesterday. Nah, it's about the same. Again, this is another spot that I know I keep talking about the white van. I love that little white van. Don't get me wrong. We've had some good adventures in that thing, but it just really hindered where I could go. Now, we're not driving through the creek proper as far as in the gravel. There's a concrete slab across here. I've seen it flowing more than this. But most of the time, especially in the summer, most of the time this thing is dry. Now, there was a couple of times, I believe it was old Black Betty. Y'all remember that black Blazer I used to have? I gave it to my brother, but I'd come out here in the summertime almost every day in that thing. I would come down this creek. If it had water running, I would come down here and wash that old truck off. It clean, fresh water. I mean, it did such a good job. Because you know a lot of your car washes, let me give you a little bit of useless information here. You know a lot of your car washes, I'm not going to say all of them, but about 90% of them recycle that water. They got like a little filtration system. It pumps through and sends it back around. You know, You know how it is, folks. I ain't gonna tell you. People go in there in their old muddy cars and Jeeps, and I've seen barbecue grills. I've seen people, spraying their greasy engines off and all that. Where you're using that same water. Yes, it's been filtered, but it's not getting all that stuff out. And that's where you get all them spots and everything on your car. And sometimes you wash it and it don't even look like you did anything. It's because you're pretty much using old nasty water. So that creek, my old Blazer would look like a brand new penny when I get done washing it with that clean, clear water. And most of the time I didn't even use no kind of soap. It would just be water. I have a bucket and I would splash on there, rinse the dust off, because the old gravel roads here be dusty. And then just keep rinsing it, keep rinsing with that water. And man, it looks so good. Anywho, not going to ramble and bore you with this. The rest of the trip out looks pretty much like this. Starting to see spots on the windows, so look like it's going to start raining again. Anywho, that's pretty much what it's going to be the rest of the way out. So I'm going to turn the old camera off, crawl my way out of here. I got about another 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Like I said, you could get it in and out here a lot faster than that, but you can see the speed. You look at the ground, you see the speed I'm going. I'm not trying to be no race car driver. The road's in pretty good shape. Mainly, the biggest majority of it is like what you're seeing now. But there's a few potholes, and there's a couple spots on the hills where the rainwater washes down and got a rut washed across it or something like that. But in general, the road looks like this. Pretty good shape. Anyhow, them trees have blown over. I don't know if it shows up on camera on the right there. Neither one of them was leaning like that when I come in. And these two big chunks wasn't laying in the road either. Interesting. That old wind's ripping today. And this forest is pretty old. A lot of these trees are diseased, dead, rotten. Bugs and carpenter ants, and nature, it's took its course on it. These trees are pretty old, and as much as I hate to say it, this forest is not healthy. They do controlled burns every year, certain sections of the year. They'll burn all the underbrush and leaves and all that out, but as much as I hate to admit this, and I would hate to see it happen, they need to come in here and clear cut and get a lot of this old diseased and dead trees out, a lot of this underbrush, and let this forest breathe. Open it up and let it breathe, and they'll get healthy again. But the problem with that is they get greedy. They won't do that. They'll come in here and cut everything down. They'll just wipe it out and decimate it. So that's the reason I don't really want to see them come in logging, although it needs it. It really needs it bad, but I don't want to see them come in here because the greed would take over and they'll just wipe this place out. But anywho, you see this big old hill we got to go up. Honestly, again, the white little camper van, I know I keep picking on that thing. I love it to death, but I don't think it'd make it up this hill. The point is, it was just a little four-cylinder, but the main reason is that suspension on it. It has a straight axle on it, and it wouldn't do nothing but spin going up this hill. I would have to hit this hill probably, I'm just guessing, 40 mile an hour, something like that. Some good speed to get up it. Because it would never crawl up it like this. It would just spin. And it's kind of rough. This is one of the sections I was telling you about, the water running off the hill when it rains. It's got little ruts in it. It looks like they've graded this recently, but the ruts are starting to come back. But anyway, at 35.40 mile an hour, it would beat that little van to pieces coming up this hill. But I still love it. Still love that little van. But all right, I'm going to pause this camera because it's pretty much this the rest of the way out. And I don't want to bore you too much. So I'll see you on the other side when we get out of here. I decided we made it out of the spot that we was at, got back on the main highway, and I've turned, hang on, trying to get my door open to the back, get some heat back here. I turned on another spot. We was just here the other day, a little day use area. I'm gonna hang out here. I could probably go up in there. I'll go on down here. But I think I'm gonna hang out down here today, and then tonight ease on into town. You know, the edge of town there. I'm wanting to read this sign. Day use area operating hours dawn to dusk, April through September. Closed October through March. No camping anytime. Well, they got the gate open, so I'll take a chance to come back here. I noticed that when we was here not yesterday, but a day or two ago, whenever it was. Take a chance to come on back here. Maybe we won't get locked in here. I mean, October, November, December, that was 2 months ago, and they ain't closed the gate yet, so maybe they're going to leave it open this year or something. I don't know. Now, this is a paved road, so it looks like I'm flying. I'm only going about 25 mile an hour. But a paved road, I just let old van or whatever I'm in coast, you know. Got a couple of little potholes you got to dodge, but it ain't too bad. Another huge hill we got to climb. Now, I don't go too fast over top of this hill because the road's so narrow. And other people are doing 85 mile an hour down there. And this being a blind hill, you meet. And there ain't nothing but about a 60-foot drop off on the right. And I can tell you this, I'm not going to be the one going down it. There's nobody down here. I think I'm going to hang out down here today. Cook me a little afternoon. It's past lunchtime, but not quite dinner time, so cook me a little afternoon meal and try to work on getting the video uploaded. By the time you see this, you should already see the one I'm talking about. So, but they got a dumpster here, a vault toilet you see right there in front of you. Good place to hang out. I mean, anybody's a good place for anybody to hang out, but if you're in a van, you know, a couple of necessities there you need in life, so it's available for you. Place to put your trash. And wow, that lake is rough. I've never seen the lake this rough. Holy moly. You can almost surf on them waves. Well, not really surf on them, but you know what I'm saying. Wow, I wouldn't be out there on no boat today. That's insane. But anywho, look at old sky, old dreary, kind of depressing sky. But anyhow, let me turn this heater off. That's probably loud, ain't it? I'm going to hang out here like I said. I'm sorry, folks. I have little hiccups. Oh, goodness gracious. Probably can't see it, but the rain, it's drizzling out there. I can see it on the windshield. We'll cook me a little something to eat and try to work on getting the video uploaded. And later on tonight, we'll move to town. And I'll say my goodbyes. All right, folks. I'll see you after a while. So I've come right here. A lot of you know what this place is. I'm not going to name it, but several of you already know it. I come here to hang out. It's 4 o'clock. I'm going to hang out here just for a few minutes. 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever. I'm only about 2 miles from where I'm going to stay tonight. Mile and a half, something like that. So instead of sitting there, because it's a truck stop, so I'm going to say it. Instead of sitting there and listening to a little racket and noise and all that, I'm going to enjoy this for a few minutes, peacefulness, and ease on over there and see if I can't grab me a spot. But anyway, I want to thank each one of y'all. There's somebody standing on that wall there. See him right there. There ain't no cars here. They must have came from the other side. But anyway, I want to thank every one of y'all for hanging out with me and joining me. Say hello to all my new subscribers. Man, I mean, I've gained a ton just in the past 3 or 4 days. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thankful that you come along for this crazy ride I call life. And yeah, hang out. We'll see what we're going to get into. So I want to say hello to my friends, family, subscribers, people who love me and hate me, and all the rest of you. And when I see you next time, let me back up until I see you next time. God bless you.